Hello everybody, Palantir was just awarded a massive $36 million contract just to build a prototype for the Titan Command Center for the US Army. They weren't the only ones that were awarded this $36 million contract. Their friend and foe, Raytheon Technologies, was also given the same $36 million to build a prototype. But a lot of people don't understand what the Titan program is. A lot of people don't understand that Palantir and Raytheon actually went head-to-head before and actually working together on a massive $800+ million contract with the United States government, the United States Army. I wanted to give you a lot of this information in this article, and this is the reason why I believe that Palantir is on its way to becoming a $1 trillion company. And on the S-curve, this is the S-curve, guys. This is the S-curve. S-curve is slow, 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 and then it has the moon, and then it calms down, okay? Usually at the calm down, this is when you start getting dividends from massive companies that have slow and steady growth, but have very steady income coming in, have very steady finances coming in. Right now, Palantir is at the bottom. This is where we are right now, and we're trying to get to this point, right? So that point took Tesla, I believe, nearly 8 years to get to, and I believe it took NVIDIA like 12 years to get to that massive shoot up approximately. Don't kill me with the dates. And it's very important to get into an investment before it shoots up. It's very important to get into an investment to understand what the investment is. A lot of people make fun of Palantir. That's okay. A lot of people make fun of me and the other Palantir YouTubers. That's okay too. But I'll tell you, the same people that are making fun of us, I guarantee you, none of them are doing the research that we're doing right now, and they just believe that Palantir is a consulting company, that Palantir has no growth, that Palantir cannot possibly keep growing with the United States government because the government doesn't care about Palantir. And how many more contracts can they possibly win with the United States government? Well, I'm going to go over this right now. And keep in mind, the US government, the military contracts, is only worth about 1/3 of the business. At 1/3 the business, Palantir is worth hundreds of billions of dollars just on military defense with nothing else. Let me read to you first exactly what the Titan program is, just so you understand the scope of Titan program, because a lot of you guys have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. And before I go into this article, please give me a subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you do subscribe, hit me up in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to respond as showing you a big thank you for subscribing to my channel. I need around 27 more people to get to 1,000 subscribers. Think about Titan as a mitt, okay? This is a mitt. And in the mitt, you have information. But your information is not coming from just one finger. Your information is coming from many different fingers. And these fingers can be different branches of the United States military and different commands of the different branches of the United States military. And you need a way to collect all that data. That is what the Titan program is. Let me read you an article. This article came out on October 15th of 2020. Most of you people have no idea what I'm talking about, and you guys understand that Palantir has something to do with government. But you don't understand the sheer scope and exactly what Palantir does. And I'm going to give you guys proof of exactly what Palantir does. This is going to be a hard, factual data video. The Army aims to field Titan terminals for all domain ops in 2024. That's just around a year and a half from now. The Army and Air Force are still defining the relationships between Titan and the Air Force's Advanced Battle Management System, ABMS, an Army spokesperson says. So it's very important to understand that there's a lot of data within different branches of the military that have subsets within those different branches of the military. So Army has their own complete command center, right? Their own system. And the Air Force has their own system. Well, now they want to take both systems, combine them, and make this Titan system. And not only Air Force and not only Army, but the subsets of each. Let's get into it. The Army hopes to start prototyping its flagship all-purpose mobile ground station known as Titan next year. The tactical intelligence targeting access node is meant to underpin the Army's multi-domain operations, that is, connecting sensors and shooters across air, land, sea, space, and cyberspace domains so they can share targeted data in seconds, right? That's a shit ton of data that you need to process from a shit ton of different military branches, from a shit ton of different military branches, military domains, and subsets of said branches and domains. Just think about what I just read. And I quote, the program's currently going through an analysis of alternatives which will shape final requirements and system capabilities at Echelon. The goal is to formulate an official program of record to develop and buy the new system. Early prototyping and system design efforts will start in 2021. We had that. And the result in multiple prototypes in 2022. Right now is those multiple prototypes. This is what they're talking about. That contract, the contract that they just paid $36 million to Palantir and $36 million to Raytheon, is exactly what they're talking about. Those are the multiple prototypes that they have. They must do multiple prototypes. And I'm gonna get into Raytheon and Palantir in this video as well, so stick with me. This is a dope-ass video. Titan, a key contribution to the military's future joint all-domain command and control network. So you gotta really understand the scope of what's happening here. Again, every branch, every sub-branch of the military branch has their own mini operating system that then plugs into a main operating system, but all branches of the military have their own operating system. And now they're looking for a way to combine all of these data points, not even millions, billions of data points, all together and be able to have mobile command centers that will be able to give you all of this information from so many data points instantly, within seconds. Think about what I just said. You're taking raw data points, probably billions and billions of raw data points, and you're preemptively processing them in seconds and giving real-time data for the military to use. This is gonna put the United States military on a whole nother level. I know we're already number one, but this is gonna put us like, it will bring data from ground, air, and space sensors. The other two domains, which it won't touch, are the sea and cyberspace. It is envisioned as a unified ground station that can take data not just from satellites, but also from aerial and terrestrial intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance sensors to provide targeting data directly to Army Long-Range Precision Fires Network. I can spend 10 videos on any one of these acronyms. These are all complex programs within themselves, and they're looking for a way to combine all of these complex different programs all together. And I quote, Titan will provide a scalable, expeditionary, and tactical ground station, or catcher's mitt, that integrates joint Department of Defense intelligence community and commercial multi-intelligence data products and services, the spokesperson said. This includes not only space-based ISR capabilities, but also organic aerial and terrestrial systems such as multi-domain sensing systems and terrestrial laser systems. Titan, using artificial intelligence and machine learning, should enable the Army to detect, characterize, and action threats at the speed of demand in multi-domain operations across continuum of operations from competition to crisis to conflict. Let's read that one more time, just so you understand what the heck they just said. At the speed of demand, which means when you need it, like the speed is right effing now. ASAP, like right now, as in not even a second ago, right freaking now. In multi-domain operations, multi-domain means sea, space, land, air. That's the domains. This is where you are. It's locations. Across the continuum of operations, you're operating in all of these spaces continuously within all of these domains, from competition to crisis to conflict. Guys, what else do you need if you don't understand what the hell Palantir does? And now the Titan team wants to incorporate with a similar system of the Air Force to upgrade both their systems into one. The Titan team has had engagements with the ABMS and is still defining the relationship. The Army and the U.S. Air Force signed an agreement to jointly develop a battlefield communications network called Combined Joint All-Domain Command and Control. The Titan PORL will synchronize development through those efforts. Like Titan is going to be the glue, Titan is going to be the gears of this engine, and who's ever powering Titan is going to be the operating system of everything military in the United States. There's no ifs and ands or buts about it. This is what it is. I'm going to read you another article now. where Raytheon and Palantir went head-to-head for a Navy contract. Raytheon lost the contract. Palantir won the contract. But that's not the amazing thing. The amazing thing is to hear why Palantir won the contract and why Raytheon did not win the contract. As per the quoted statement by the United States Navy. This is not me making this up. This is not me giving you some fugazi facts. This is quoted from the United States Navy. But before I go any further, just understand something. The current budget for the United States military, if I'm not mistaken, as per Bank of America, was $800 billion. They estimated by 2026 it will now be $1 trillion. Palantir and Raytheon are actually working on an Army contract that's worth a total of a possible like 860 million, something like that. They're working in coordination, so they don't just go head to head, they do coordinate on certain projects. And I'll explain to you what Raytheon does as opposed to what Palantir does at the end of this video as well. If that project was worth nearly $1 billion, right, 800-something million, can you imagine the magnitude, the multiple levels of magnitude that this Titan program can give Palantir? This can literally be a multi-billion-dollar contract for Palantir. And I don't mean like one or two. This can be like a $10 billion contract over the next couple of years. To maintain this type of program, to maintain what they're saying, you're not going anywhere else after Palantir. Whoever wins this Titan contract, you're not going anywhere. They will have this contract for the next 10, 20 years until it's time to upgrade and make a completely another type of command. But they're just going to keep upgrading this command, upgrading, because now they have the capabilities of upgrading. And I'll explain to you why, or shall I say, let the Navy explain to you why Palantir has the capabilities and Raytheon does not have the capabilities of doing this. Palantir seals its first major U.S. Navy deal as Raytheon is passed over. So Palantir won an $80 million contract, calls for a logistics management system for service branches, warships, and aircraft scattered across the globe. The Navy will use Palantir software to fuse together existing data. Sets are walled off from one another, forming a broader operating system the Pentagon is calling Naval Operational Business Logistics Enterprise, or NOBLE. The terms of the deal were finalized last week. Palantir spokesman Lisa Gordon said the sole source award to Palantir came after a competitive prototyping process that involved 31 companies. 31 companies. Now, this is when Palantir was a little bit green. They were just starting. They weren't like a household name of government as they are now. And this is why I think it's leading towards Palantir becoming the 6th prime of the United States government and the first software prime. And if that happens, forget about it. Like seriously, forget about it. This is the justification why the Navy chose Palantir over Raytheon and why I believe the US Army is going to choose Palantir over Raytheon. And what's happening right now is actually a one-man race, but they have to show that there's a little bit of a competitiveness that's happening right now. But this is going to be Palantir's contract. If Palantir doesn't win this contract, there's a freaking problem. Navy described Palantir as the only company that can eliminate the redundant, resource-intensive, and stove-piped system it currently relies on. Company executives said the contract will also lay a foundation for the Navy's eventual adoption of artificial intelligence, which they're going to play on. But I want to actually unpack what they just said because it wasn't said in plain English. Eliminate the redundant. What does redundant mean? Useless. It's a skill that you had that's now useless. So it eliminates the uselessness, right? Remember how I said Palantir always makes you less inefficient, therefore making you more efficient. Well, how do you make yourself less inefficient? Well, you take out all the bullshit and you remove all the things that are not useful. Redundancy is eliminating the uselessness, therefore making you more useful. Resource intensive. Resource intensive is probably the human resource. How much time you need to put into it doing things manually. That's what I believe that they meant. So they're drastically gonna remove the amount of physical labor that's needed, and they're gonna be able to reduce the amount of actual human interaction. What does that mean? Instead of inputting things manually and corresponding different data, Palantir is gonna do all that for you automatically. Okay, so you're just gonna learn how to use the operating system of Palantir. And stove-piped systems. A stove-piped system is just a system that shares data internally and externally within itself or with others. It's just a system that shares data. That's what it means. So let's break this down in plain English. To eliminate the uselessness of manual intensive labor between different data points within and externally. Guys, I'm gonna say it over and over and over again. This $36 million contract that Palantir just won for a prototype, people are excited. They're like, oh, this is great. This is probably 100 times less than the amount of money that's gonna be coming in from this Titan program. You would not even understand that unless you understood the article that I just read or read the article that I just read. And most people are not geeks like me that are gonna go back over 2 years to figure out what the heck the Titan program is and how it actually connects all other commands, all other domains, and all other subsets and sets of, all other branches and subsets of the United States military. On top of that, there's also a lot of other cool contracts that are coming. And Palantir already has contracts with a lot of the branches of military that are part of the US Army Titan control. Now, for me, what Raytheon does is they do more specific weaponry, like might is right, physical type of weaponry and integration. That's what they do, targeting systems and things like that. They're not an AI data analytics company, not like Palantir. If that makes sense, that's the difference for me between Palantir and Raytheon. Guys, please give me a like and share and subscribe. I guarantee you nobody explained it the way this is. I'm just a small channel and nobody seems to be watching my videos, but I promise you I come with the fire every single time. Give me a shot. Thank you and have a great day.